Hey friends out there, Rob here. Today I would like to share with you my experiences with the OBSBOT Tail 2 Pan Tilt Zoom and Rotate camera. This is a great all-in-one device that can fit and fill a lot of needs you probably didn't know about. So I want to share with you how I use it today. Guys, I am a wedding photographer and videographer by trade. However, over the past 10 years, that part of my business has actually changed. So much of what I do now is in live broadcasting, live recording of events such as bands, concert, wrestling matches, even podcasts for future media creation with multi-purpose media. I need to get it right the first time because the footage that I collect from my clients will very likely be used in a commercial, either out and about abroad, or will be produced directly by me for them for shareable things on social media, their webisodes and stuff like that. So it's gotta be good. Chef's kiss good. What does that mean, though, when we talk about cameras? When we talk about cameras and media collection, people go down a rabbit hole of specs. So let me just share with you, after over 17 years in media, the specs don't matter as much as the use case. Is a tool useful? Especially today with so many things like AI creation and noise reduction, sharpening, and things like that. The specs of your gear don't matter as much. So when the gear gets out of the way to allow you to create, that's where things happen. If that intro sounds like maybe we're going to say, oh, there's a lot of AI features in the Tail 2, there are. But the reality is these help the Tail 2 get out of your way to press you forward. So let's talk about this for a second. If you were considering a camera, well, you would be thinking about something in maybe a lens. You would be thinking about a sensor size. You might be thinking full frame. In full frame equivalency, this has a zoom range, optical zoom range of 5 times, from 22 millimeters all the way out to 110 millimeters. For the savvy ones out there, that means that it's got a crop factor of roughly 5 times. Yeah, that means that this is a 1/5 or 1/1.5 inch sensor in here. But that's a small sensor for you full frame guys. But it's actually a relatively large sensor for us camcorder guys. And what that means is that we've got a long zoom range in a small package. But how does it do with noise? Well, here in this environment, it's kind of low light. I did it this way so that you can see there's no noise back there. And what you're seeing right now is being completely recorded into the OBSBOT Talent. It's a partner device that allows for live streaming and switching, internal recording, and a bunch of extended features, as well as title generation. Now we've talked about that specs a little bit. You've learned 2 things that are important, but let's learn one more. Now we're talking about recording. 4K 60 up to 168 megabits per second internal. That is great. This is especially important when you have fast turnaround stuff to deliver. Okay, we've talked about the specs. I want to share with you how none of that really matters in its use case because you just turn it on, point it in the direction, and go. First of all, let's talk about this remote control, and to do that, we'll talk about the app. When you get Tail 2, this camera right here, or Tail Air, either one, when you get Tail 2, it comes with the OBSBOT Start app. This is how you control the camera. And from this app right here, you can control everything to include how you're going to zoom, just like we're doing now, as well as turn the camera, select all the settings. But at the same time, you can also get a remote control. This remote control will control 3 different Tail products, Tail Air or Tail 2, tiny tears, stuff like that. And you can have 3 different locations, presets that you'll have on there. So in this case, I'm going to bring you back out to preset 1. As we're zooming out, you can see everything you need to see now. Now I'm going to bring you over here to the talent. And so I'm doing this just to kind of share with you how everything would zoom and move, and so that you can see some of the different operations and things that we're doing right here. All of what you've seen has been conducted inside the Tail 2. Now, I want to pull up and share with you some footage from wrestling live event taping that we did for national distribution, and this was up in Gloucester, Virginia, last summer. Well, as we look at this, just check this out. Look at how the camera is panning, tilting, and zooming. It's moving all of those different selections exactly as it sees fit based on the AI controls that have been set up inside of it. You just turn the AI tracking mode on, and next thing you know, Bob's your uncle. Double tap on the screen, and it will track whatever you want. So everything from high-flying suplexes running across the ring, from zooming into a close-up shot of the face or a hand lock or leg lock or a full Nelson and zooming out to a wide shot, including the crowd, Tail 2 can do that. This means that Tail 2 can replace a cameraman in many instances.
Joins us the third man in the broadcast booth for Stars and Stripes. My friend, ABT's good buddy, the one, the only, Kevin Kelly.
Oh, come on. I had to deal with Peter. Now I got to deal with Kevin Kelly. But wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Hunter Blaze.
Hey, very wise.
Yes. There we go. It's over. Pin him.
Wow, that turnaround slam.
Pin him. Cover. 1, 2.
And he has hooked the leg.
There are some instances where you might still want a cameraman, where you might have to move the physical location of the camera. That might be one where it's better to have it on legs and you can walk with it. But in this instance, check this out. How did I mount these? Well, I just mounted them on light stands. That's it, light stands, a 3-meter light stand, right? So about 10, 11 feet, straight up in the air, boom, we're good to go. Bob's your uncle. And then I can control everything, like I said, from Talent or whichever device I like. You've got 3 options: the phone, the remote control, or Talent. Now, we need to talk a little bit more about tracking and the way things look great. Let's move over to talking about a concert. So here we go. Now we're recording a concert live, of course. There aren't too many people. This is part of the Beach Street that happens in Virginia Beach. One of my clients contacted me, asked me if I could capture some footage for them. But look how far back I am from the stage. This is the important part. As you're looking at this footage, giving you some nice aerials so you can get an idea. Now what you're seeing is directly from Tail 2, zoomed in with that 5-time zoom, even some hybrid zoom going on there, which is a digital type of non-destructive digital crop. Look how good this footage is. Look at how easily it tracks and how simple it is to switch from one camera to another in order to get the type of shot that we want. Colors are vibrant. There's no noise. Sharpness is excellent. And the high dynamic range situation of the stage, lighting as well as the performers' faces, that bright to dark darks, when the brightness of the lights and the light show is going on, doesn't affect Tail 2. It just works. Okay. Now that we've seen that, let's talk about this. What about recording an actual commercial on stage? How would something like that work? Well, in this instance, I used Tail Airs as well as Tail 2 to have 5 different cameras placed on stage and in the rafters. In this instance, I couldn't exactly put a camera rig where I wanted it, right? It would have been in the way. It would have been in the shot. And being real far away and shooting long with a camcorder or something like that would give a great look, but at the same time would look like you were not in the action. So how did I do it? Well, I simply grabbed a Tail 2, I put it on a clamp, just like you see right here. Check that out. And now I can clamp this to the rafters. And of course, I always attach a guide wire in order to catch it in case something falls. But now, as this is connected, I can point this anywhere I want, right? So I can get closer. But maybe you can't see how that commercial was created with these directly. So let me show you a graphic and give you another scene. In this scene that you're looking at right here, I'm recording a band, and I'm using Tail 2 and Tail Air in the rafters specifically while the crowd is below, all secured with these clamps and guide wires. That makes for a very easy integration. Venues love simple, right? So how simple is it to simply show up, put a clamp on a rafter with your device, and then walk away? The coolest part is I don't need power. Each of these devices, Tail 2 and Tail Air, all come with batteries built in. So if I'm going for a gig that's about 2 hours, something like that, a quick podcast, something like this will work. I got about 90 minutes, 2 hours, 3 hours of battery life right there. Something short, no problem. If I'm going 3 to 4 hours, boom, Tail 2 works. It's just as simple as that. I've recorded on this, internally recording for 4.5, 5, 6 hours, depending on the bit rate and the record, like how much I'm broadcasting and things like that. If I'm not broadcasting, I'm simply internally recording. I can easily get 5, 6 hours out of it. This means that simplicity is part of the makeup. This means that when the client asks you to do something, you don't have to be an additional burden by requesting more power slots, more power drops, more audio runs, stuff like that. All of those things make this multi-purpose media so much easier to use. We've got the AI tracking, which allows the camera to move like you saw. We've got the easy switching, which allows the production to be captured as it happened, edited in real time. We've got audio to make sure that we're hearing something as good as we're seeing. And we've got the backup internal master recording right there. Guys, I don't know how much you could ask for, all in a package that's around $1,200 per camera. OBSBOT Tail 2 is the best camera in this form factor with a built-in battery that is approachable to someone starting a business. For $1,200 per camera, when they're not on sale, you could pick up 2 or 3 of these over the period of a year as your business grows and have all the tools to give yourself a life separated from the corporate slog. That's what this camera represents. And like we talked about in the very beginning, simplicity makes it good. This camera gets out of your way so that you can make some money. And that's why I love it. Guys, I hope that you have found this helpful. If you would like to purchase any of these, you can use my links. If you've got some questions, email me or put a link down in the comment below or comment down in the links below. No problem. If you want any personal setup, I do offer consultations. I can help you out there. But I got lots of videos specifically on audio, for video, talent, Tail 2. Check them out. I want to thank you for watching and remind you I will catch you on the flip side. Bye for now.